Today is September 2nd, 2019. You are listening to the Yalak Emet channel on YouTube, Patreon, Twitter as Rethinking the Torah. This is another lesson in my New Testament is Fake series titled Homicide-Jesus Dead at 33. This is lesson number 192. So according to the New Testament, Jesus was dead hanging on a cross. This was a homicide and can provide no salvation to anyone on earth who trusts in this 2,000-year-old Messiah trying to reunite 12 kingdoms, 12 tribes. If you look in a dictionary for the word homicide, you might find something like the deliberate and unlawful killing of one person by another, or murder. I'll say that again, the deliberate and unlawful killing of one person by another, or murder. Since we're talking about the Bible here, you can think of unlawful killing as not a Torah killing, not a Torah sentence. In other words, homicide then would be a deliberate and a kind of killing that God does not agree with. He didn't sanction that. He didn't say, go ahead with that. Now, I want to say to New Testament teachers everywhere on earth, find me scriptures in the Torah where the Israelites crucified their lambs and offered their sacrifices via crucifixion on a cross. But even as you look at pictures in books, or sometimes they put pictures in some Bibles that have pictures, or just pictures online of the sacrifices of the Old Testament, you'll see the high priest with an animal laying flat on an altar, and they'll cut the throat of the animal. That's how they did their sacrifices. You're not going to find 10 or 20 verses with animals on a cross in the Old Testament, but you'll find those verses saying that they set up an altar and they were sacrificing the animals. So this Calvary is actually a deception with Jesus, the Son of God, hanging on a cross. It is not Torah-based. It may seem biblical to you, but it is not based on the Torah, which the New Testament says was written for our learning, for our understanding. Now look at 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 19. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. And that's what's happening here in this lesson. The wisdom of the wise is being destroyed. And Romans 15 verse 4, for whatsoever things were written aforetime, like in the Old Testament, were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. But how can you have hope with wrong understanding when you already understand that the Old Testament did not have people crucifying left, right, and center their animals when they were sacrificing them unto the God of the Hebrews? So if you cannot find those scriptures that show that the Torah commands in the 613 laws that people should sacrifice their sacrifices by crucifixion, then you have to understand that it is just not there. And the Lamb of Calvary was not done according to the 613 laws of the Torah. The New Testament is fake. Calvary was unlawful killing by Roman soldiers who crucified a man from the tribe of Judah. What happened at Calvary was a homicide. What happened at Calvary was a homicide not accepted by God. Look at the definition for homicide once again. The deliberate, unlawful killing of one person by another. What happened at Calvary with the killing of the supposed Son of God was a homicide, an unlawful killing of that man, because his killing on a cross as a sacrifice on a cross to the God of the Hebrews was not done in any way specified in the 613 commandments. So they'll give you all kinds of precepts, but no precept that they give allows them to teach you something about that sacrifice at Calvary that lines up with 613 commandments of the Most High. No commandment that the Most High spoke to Aaron or Moses or anybody else, Samuel and all of them, allows for this sacrifice on Calvary to be accepted by the people of Israel or by God himself. He did not accept Calvary because God, the Most High, does not accept homicide. Jesus, dead at 33, and there he remains. No resurrection, because it was not a lawful killing. It was just plain old homicide.